Hello, hello. Second. There we go. Actually, don't need that. Let's capture in the game audio now. Weird. Okay. Well, today for a little bit I am going to be playing the Roottrees Are Dead. We will get to Fable 2 eventually. I just wanted a little break from Fable because I played it non-stop for nearly a week. This is essentially a murder mystery game. Love these things, so if you enjoy them as well, feel free to follow, subscribe, all that good stuff, really helps me out. And let's get to it. I'm going to read this bit first off. So what happened? The plane crashed last night near Pittsburgh. The only passengers were Carl Roottree, his wife Brenda, and their 3 daughters known as the Roottrees sisters. Carl Roottree was the president of the Roottree Candy Company, and it's not clear who will succeed him. So far, local police are not sure what caused the crash. They're calling it one of the most deadly plane crashes in Pennsylvania's history. All passengers and the crew perished. Pittsburgh is generally known for pleasant flying conditions, and the weather was not atypical for this time of year. We do not know much at this time, but our sources tell us that local authorities do not suspect terrorism. The crash did not cause any local property damage, and fortunately nobody outside the plane was hurt. Funeral plans have not been announced, but you can be sure that the Butler County Times will cover it to the best of our ability. Okay. Let's go.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottrees Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottree and his daughters, the Roottrees sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottree Company's lawyers are scrambling. Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here. I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were.
She's the bad guy. Call it now.
I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Complete this family tree. Okay. Okay, so zoom out, zoom in. This is the board. These two are married, sisters. Or, well, brothers, sisters. The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees Sisters Got Milk ad. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. Ads copy reads, you might recognize their faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize their name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a root tree is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it. This list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need to need it to fill in the family tree. So, Eloise, something, and then I'm not reading all these. Men, women, and root trees. Okay. Welcome text. I remember these days. AOL. Spider search. Okay. Let's just search for a tree. I think this is the wrong point just now. What's this? Password. Did I just say dead? The root trees are dead. Is this guy the killer? What the fuck? Family Doku, Reversus, Secret Searcher. How do we go back? Okay, not stuck yet. Each page other than this one you can jot down important information such as names, family relationships, marital status, sibling count, or anything else you'd like to remember. Page titles can be renamed to make it easier to remember what you've written on each one. Highlight any text in your web browser evidence for quick option to add it. The entire contents of your notepad are saved even if you quit the game, don't forget to check them. People that share the same great-great-grandparents, but not the same great. Okay. K-12 stands for kindergarten, 12th grade. School ages from 5 to 18. Don't need to add a page yet. Right, so I can just add these and then search the internet for clues, fill in the names. What I'm just easy. Siblings are in birth order. Alright, so this is the three sisters. Okay. Rootree. What did it say they were known by? The Rootree sisters. Seemingly created by a teenager. It's neon pink, like Seekers. Raina is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS. But Riley is the smart one. Rhodes is the middle child like me. So, Raina. Let's pick this up. So, oldest. Raina. Rootree. Riley. Youngest. And Rose. Middle. And Raina. married to TMS. Don't really care about the rest of that. Right, school. Here. Can I? Okay. Right. And then who's the middle? Oops. Oops. Oh, what did that website say about that? So, this is Rayleigh. I mean, aren't they just... And what was the next name? TMS. Miss Sheridan seems likely. Okay, and then we need Rose. Let's search her name, I guess. Isn't Rose in this family tree thing? Search that. What if we search the guy, Thomas Sheridan? No, so we got that right. missing a trick here with this Rose lassie. So Rose has got her ears pierced. And if we search maple crisps, have a H? No, that's one word. So this is Rose. To be fair, she looks like she's maybe the youngest, but I mean, their occupation for all of them should be model, right? So there's model, 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 and this is Reina. Get started. Click on the pieces. So that's Reina. Did I take more code? Okay. This is bug. Samantha, Tessa. There's only two that come up. Brenda, their daughters, the Roottrees sisters, is president of the Roottrees Candy Company, is clothing Root. And it's okay. don't get it. Is it bugged? Oh, rose. Make note of any brand names, books, product lines, or magazines that you don't recognize and search for. Okay. Person. I mean, she must be in here somewhere. Eloise. Nina Riley, Samantha Tessa. No. Am I gonna have to search all these? So what was the wife's name? Brenda or something, wasn't it? Her old name was White. Brenda White, original. Anyone with the surname White? She's still got her surname there. Is anyone else with the surname White? No. Why is there so many Eliases? Elias Jr., Elias. Let's search that guy. It's weird. Let's go print. Famous picture of Elias and Gwyneth Rootree was taken in 1909 after they founded the Rootree Candy Company, but before it was a success. From what you've found searching the internet, it seems quite difficult to find any site about Elias or Gwyneth that isn't accompanied by this picture. They are on the notable Roottrees list, and new evidence will be marked on the chart with a star. Okay. So he made the 5-piece candy, cementing his reputation as a family man. Blood thicker than syrup. Any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy. Very nice. Okay, blah blah. Let's go back to this. Well, that makes it so much easier. Yeah, let's just search all these names. Deborah Bean. Let's just search the Roottrees. Nothing's coming up with these people. A lot of results. Roottrees, extremely popular candy. Shortly after he married wife Gwyneth, for reasons that aren't explained, it was no CEO, no stockholders as president. Okay. Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn. Christina. Lauren. No one gives a fuck about November. And then Raina, Riley. I've searched Raina for a search for Riley. Nothing. Actually, is it because Riley, if I search this, yeah, it comes up with something, but there's the search. Head this way. Nothing. Okay. They're married. That's definitely correct. Pretty sure this is correct. And this is correct for those. Just need to figure out the rest. Let's go with Liza Jr. Nothing. I mean, Wolf is bound to have something right now. How is that not coming? It must just be the way. Because if I search it the other way, it works. That's annoying. Ooh. Yeah, I'm kinda stuck here, chat. No idea. Unknown. Unknown's not. Okay. Show text items, show photo items, show everything. Let's get a hint from the duck. Interests and occupations. Right, okay, so let's go back to the web. And then Raina. Brenda is a fashion designer. They do modeling for her brand. Riley does almost the posters. This doesn't say anything about their hobbies. Let's search fashion, maybe. No, what if I just search the word fashion? Fashion, Roottrees. I'll be right, no. Modeling, Roottrees. Yes. She got married to this TMS guy. Time marches onward. Let's search that. Brother trouble. Since the end of Brother trouble, he's been cover tabloids. Drug use. Ooh. He was 7 years old. Still being credited as Thomas Sheridan at the time. According to your search, the show has been on the air for 20 years. 3 large families in the town of Texas. A few episodes later, his parents learned of his off-screen death in a terrible whitewater rafting accident. So he returned with partial amnesia, recalled that though he was saved from the river, the couple found him were evil drug runners. They smuggled him across the Mexican border, sold him to child labour. Okay. Covering his face with bandages and claiming that his work in the silver mines left him permanently disfigured. No, none of it's relevant. Right, let's go with this one. 2 16-year brothers, Thomas and Dustin Baker. Single mother, played by her. Navigate job, showed strong ratings. Showed strong ratings in time. However, it was cancelled midway through the second season. Oh. Okay. What am I meant to... What am I meant to fucking search? Wait. He's the one that's married. Is that right? Can't see a ring finger here. Yeah. Not them. I'm gonna take a stab in the dark here because it's pissing me off. Figure out what's incorrect. No? Right, tell me. The article about the Roottrees sisters mentioned the fashion brand. What article? What root? Just search the word root. The period is part of that, right? Sorry. Hardly Roottrees. God, that was fucking annoying. That was easy, right? That was easy. Yeah. Was she just standing there the whole fucking time?
But I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired.
Fantastic.
The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch. The Roottrees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine. The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives.
A pureblood. Sounds like a Malfoy.
Anyone related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful discoveries. Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable Roottrees. Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree. I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
The fuck?
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Roottrees reaches out, I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here. Thank you, and good luck.
Gwyneth and Elias. Right, so Elias, Gwyneth, Elias. Every time you get 3 additional blood relatives and family tree complete correctly, on patient portrait they will be locked in. Let's see. Next statement shall have appeared at your door. Doors after click. Okay. Learn about intuition. You've been in this line of work a long time, so long in fact you've developed a sixth sense for how useful your evidence can be. That music's annoying as fuck. The numbers in the magnifying glass refers to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. The higher the number, the more there is to find. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off alarm bells. A list of famous people that you can find via search engine. It's pretty rare to get something that useful. Best take advantage of it. As you progress, these numbers will change. Whenever you find more evidence or locked-in family members, new discoveries will be added to the list, and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases it mentions. Often the most satisfying revelation comes from retracing a path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reason certain evidence has such high values because it can lead to finding more evidence. Okay. What else we got here? This is an advertisement for 5 pieces aimed at kids from the magazine Teen Blast. It mentions that 5 pieces were named as such because the original creator had 5 children. The ad also mentions that the current 5 flavors are not the same as back then. So Power Plum, So Strawberry, Cool Chocolate, Bad Blue, Raspberry, Awesome Apple. So there's 11 pieces of evidence for this. 34 for that. Easy to find online. Miracle, Junior, Lauren, Red, Gwyn, Elias and Gwyneth. Right, so we need to search Gwyneth Roottrees, so what the fuck? Periodical. Let's search Elias Roottree, and it might have the marriage, periodical, and periodical. Am I meant to put like 1908 or something? Wait a minute. 1909. 1909. It's close, right? Oh, it's the name of the magazine? It doesn't mention a news site. What's this? Author name, book title, new system. Okay. You can create quick notes by highlighting text with your mouse. Nice. So he inherited the farm by marrying his wife. So he's no the breadwinner there, is he? There are a few more quotes about life from a book called Family Man, The Roottrees Legacy by Bess Williams. Bess Williams. What's this she written? Below that, there's a long list of accomplishment and awards, and one stands out. Like his great-grandson Carl, Elias was voted Watchman of the Year. So great-grandson Carl. What's this? Someone on this line is Carl. Any other wee hints? So I mean, this must be Carl, right? And Brenda White. And he was a CEO. Don't have a photo of him though. But it's safe to search him again. Carl. Carl's incredible man. Look on the list that comes from one of them, like his great grandfather before Carl and the prestige Watchman of the Year to everybody. So we're going to search this. There's bound to be a photo for this. There we go. New periodical added, Business Watch. Let's put in, what's it called? Watchman of the Year. Right, is there something else? So 1987. If I put 1987, I put. Oh, there we go. Let's get his photo. What a handsome chap. Award Watchman of the Year 1987. A photo appears on the cover. According to the cover, Business Watch is the magazine and for and about corporate leaders. Brenda was a fashion consultant. Raina was born. Brenda retired, stay-at-home mum. She took up a fashion brand. Carl's cousin Jim Roottrees, a notable singer who had a young daughter around the same age as Raina. So let's just get this up here. Carl, cousin, equal Jim. Why put Jim equal singer? Jim, daughter, so roughly same age. Sure, I had the year somewhere, but whatever. By 1982, Brenda's parents have been copied. Carl and his second cousin Ernie. Second cousin Carl, who had just become president of Roottrees at the time. But who knows? He's dead, right? So what do you put there for a job? What his most recent was. Other blood relatives who have a say in the company's finance refused to fund anything other than candy, so Carl personally spent his entire inheritance to bankroll the clothing company when the profits began to appear. However, the rest of the family changed their tune. They repaid his investment, and now Root exists under the umbrella of the candy company, and they all benefit. What a bunch of cunts. Superstition, or perhaps superstition, new clothes always debuted the way the first one did. Raina became the catalogue's cover model. Recruited, Carl was watching the year primarily. Okay. Anything in here worth searching? Now, who is the guy? Jim. Singer. Search him. Jim and Diamond. Going on down the site was barely a top 20 hit for a few weeks. 1979. Inflation, civil unrest in the Middle East. Listeners didn't pay attention to lyrics enough to trick them into caring as most to play the roller disco. Didn't get much play. This image is from an auction for a sealed copy. As the sticker says, only the great grandson of Elias Root could make a disco this sweet. It is credited to Peter Janowitz from MMM. Right, so that's a publication, right? MMM. From MMM. Peter Janowitz. Diamond LaRue. Gem. I don't know. And married to Diamond LaRue. They contain no clues. Right, well, I'm not reading that then. Credited to. It has a sticker that says on the defense. Search this guy. Modern Music Monthly. Right there. Why does it keep putting it in the wrong month? New periodical added. Okay. Where did I get it? gem tree. A few years ago, Diamond and I were in C and J plus J and D with my cousin and his ex. Right, so that might be Carl. Carl and J. And that's Jim and Diamond with my cousin and his ex. Clark never knew his father, so our grandpa. Oh, no, it's Clark. Right, so Clark and J, cousin to Jim and Carl. So, spent time with Dad and me, Israel. Clark and I grew up big brothers Diamond and Jane. Ah, so it's Jane. Are actually sisters, right? So that's Jane LaRue. Diamond and this four of us had sort of a cutesy family band thing going on. Not our finest hour, regardless. When Diamond walked in on Clark and Dave with her youngest sister, walked in on Clark and Dave exploded on the family band. One thing Clark and I had in common was music, but even then, we never. This is annoying me. I'll put some music on. Give me a second. Let's see. That's better than whatever that was. Right. Where's my goal when he called me up and said he liked it? I took it as a sign I was going in the wrong direction. But he's a lot happier now. He started Raffer Tunes. And he's a much better jingle writer than songwriter. We could search this. Clark Raffer A. LaRue advertising firm on. There's an about page and you find a picture labeled inspiration for the famous Super Bowl ad campaign. Below is more details. Clark was in a department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children when his wife was trying to get his youngest Katrina to calm down. For the picture, he had the idea of the Roottrees Super Bowl ad. The photos now in your evidence. So Carl, wife, two younger kids. Okay, so let's have a look at the family tree just now. So Carl and cousins. And they had two kids. Cousins, two kids. What's this mean? Split up. Ah. What's this? This current spouse, other spouse? Guardian. So I think it may be this one, right? Seems likely that it's this one. Once you verify this person, we have to add bonus photos. And this person should have a star, they said, right? So that's... It has to be this one. This has to be not Carl. His name Jim, right? fantastic. There's no gem here. James, right. And then he was... Is this the singer? Let's have a look at the other evidence again. Yeah, so that's Clark. This is Jim. Right. So Jim, unknown spouse is Diamond LaRue. And there's that photo. And the most recent occupation, I don't know if this is right, but we'll see if it pings up right. But we'll... Oh, can I not put artist? Then alright. Oh no, wait, this can't be him because he didn't. Did he have 2 kids? So search Diamond LaRue, see what comes up with her. Nah, so they don't seem to... I think this is fucking Clark. It's Clark. Oh, did he marry? Nah. Wait a minute. So Clark... Ah, okay. So Jane... Right, so let's search Jane LaRue. Search this. Let's search this. Carl Rootree. Jim Rootree. Right. Katrina. Katrina Rafferty LaRue. Clark Rafferty. Right, so here are the big names I need to find. None of these. His name's Carl Rafferty. Clark Rafferty. It's gonna be like but this is wrong, I think. Just now, anyway. What did we get? We got Carl, Roottrees CEO. Oh no, it's president, isn't it? Yeah. Would he be the Carl Roottrees president? Let's see. I mean, look at the family tree. We've got the first, second, third, fourth. So he must be the fourth, right? Unless someone died, I guess. Which someone did, didn't they? Alright, so he should be the most recent. And Brenda White. Raina gets an additional photo. Thomas Sheridan, married. So the only ones that can be the photo here of the LaRues. This looks like Raina. Or not Raina, Rose? What one is it? That looks like her. I'm gonna take a stab in the dark here. Blue eyes. Same sort of nose. Yep, pretty sure. So his dad, brothers, sisters, whatever. Ah, right. Okay, so if this is a brother of his dad and or sister, and she married someone with the surname LaRue, and this is the Mrs. Yeah, that makes sense. Anderson. So Gwyneth Anderson. He had no brothers. As the older sister, she was to inherit the Anderson Maple Farm. So she did have sisters. So long as she was married. Before Elias took over the farm, produced only syrup. Five-piece. Are still daily demonstration education tours that show off many of the turn-century appliances that Gwyneth would have used as a housewife. Okay. So Anderson. I mean, he would have been the first president, right? And she would have been housewife. Oh, here we go. Nice. Okay. I think this must be this woman here. And this must be that Clark guy. This is Jane. And it's going to put housewife. Let's see. Katrina. It's Rafferty LaRue. Katrina and Jessica. That's Jessica. I mean, we'll probably need to search their names, right? Let's search their names. Katrina Rafferty. Don't even know if I spelled that right. Yes. His wife's name? Jane. She's a wedding singer. We would just put in singer. What did her sister do? Where's the LaRue's? Kim LaRue. Let's search her then. Nothing. Weird. Bare bones has fallen by witness to the testimonies of Miracle arrived so late in his mother's life the doctor swore he would survive his first year. His mother and father Elias and Gwyneth named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brothers and sisters by over 14 years. With a birth that late, the final child of his generation was nearly torn apart by countless health problems. However, God and his side persevered. He triumphed over these. 23 years later, Miracle Rootree Jr. arrived and became the famous family's second vessel for the higher power. 18, he unburdened himself from the Rootree name and took his father's testimony to a whole new level via the power of television. Miracle Jr. spread the gospel across the entirety of New England. He has since left a life of glamour and glitz. So Miracle Jr. So he's left the name of his father. He shortened it to Miracle Jr. He's a televangelist, part of the Miracle Network. He's exposed conspiracy to defraud the public. He claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. News expose revealed it was his wife Edith's sister in disguise. The author also mentioned that Edith had a bit of a checkered past herself, doesn't clarify. So Edith. Edith Jacobson. What's the other thing we've got? And his wife Nicole. Right, so Nicole. Son of Elias. Miracle Junior. Evangelist. Might be able to spell that right. In his 68th year on God's earth. Okay. Let's look at this again. So, oldest to youngest. So, this one. By the way, please. This one must be. Oh no, wait, that's the son, right? So, youngest to oldest. And that'll be the Miracle the Third. That'll be the firstborn. So, it should be this guy. Yeah. Miracle Jr. Televangelist, one of the things. Public speaker, maybe? No. And what was his wife's name? Nicole. Right, so Edith Jacobson. Let's search her. In 1970, when she was 18, Edith and her sister Lucinda were arrested for trespassing at the Miracle Congregation in Bounty County. They were pretending to be church employees in an attempt to get into the room where the church houses their weekly tithings. They were caught by Helen Rootree, who was there at the time while her husband Miracle was away preaching. Helen Rootree. So Helen Rootree is the wife of Miracle Rootree. So Lucinda. Ah. Can't find her though. So would that be the second and the third? I'd imagine that would be his son, right? Gordon, I welcome. Celebrate with your pastor Michael III and his wife Nicole. So he's married. So it must be this guy. Miracle third. Teacher, I guess? Would that be his thing as well? Nicole. Smith or Madsen? Let's search him. What was his wife's name? Helen. Oh, I don't know her surname though. Must be Lennon. He's definitely a preacher. Just don't have the full. Let's search this. Miracle Network. It's the same thing. So what did I have? The Helen Lennon. Nicole Madsen. Let's search her. What's the other one? Nicole Smith. Weird. Miracle Jr. Mm-hmm. His name's again was it no Edith? Edith Jacobson, yeah. Right. So they were caught. And where? Where's this evidence again? It's a Miracle Jr. It's that guy. It's his son. But where's that news thing here? It was his wife Edith's sister, and so Edith is his wife. Okay, I just misread that. Okay, so Edith Jacobson. I feel like this is right. Is it the title that's wrong? Is it because he travels? He goes on tours. So what would that be? Artist? No. Hmm. I mean, it's either public speaker or preacher, but I feel like it should be preacher. And this guy's white is either Nicole or one or the other, right? But he's not preacher either. Hmm. Is Nah, it has to be him because he's a star. It has to be Michael Jr. Where's the evidence? So Miracle Jr. has to be him. And it goes from youngest, oldest to youngest. The Miracle guy was the youngest. He had 2 kids. And I mean, yeah, this is the only one with a star in it, so he has to be him. I don't get it. Is it just a job title? Right, let's have a look at someone else. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go with Gwen. Somewhat well-known actress, active in the 1950s. She appeared in tabloids. Very highly publicized divorce. Guys Like Us. She left Hollywood after the flop Christmas Mission. Widely circulated picture of Gwen from behind the scenes on one of her movies, which you've added to evidence. Gwen was the granddaughter of Elias Roottree, the founder of Roottrees. She shouldn't have been named Roottree, but her father took her mother's famous name, which was quite rare those days. So Gwen is the granddaughter of Elias, but she shouldn't have been. Her dad took that name. Christmas Mission. Okay. So, granddaughter. So, son, grandson, granddaughter. Has to be her. Or her. But she went through a messy divorce. So it must be this one. So, Gwen. Roottree. Actor. Boom. Easy, easy. If they're fucking correct, then why did I not get a wee buzz about it? It's only when you've got 3, I guess.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes. But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Roottree reunion. I also found some important-looking papers.
A lot of evidence.
You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Am I getting paid for this? Or is it just a job? Right. Vote for Stephanie Jones. Better for Butler County for City Council. Ton of other mail-out card left in his inbox. Had a handwritten note. It's a flyer about a candidate for local office. Stephanie Jones on the back is an excerpt from the Butler. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, say the least, but in her words, it was still full of love. And now, 22 years later, with a baby of her own due around Christmas, her message for voters is simply, love is our future. The handwritten note says, Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflict spread to the next generation. CM. CM. Okay. So let's search Stephanie Jones, figure out who CM is. Campaign let's stay about a month ago. You find a mention of Roottrees in any articles about Stephanie. Also, the Bear Bones website. It's simply a picture of a campaign mailer in the County Times. Butler County Times. Oh. Stephanie. Oh, fuck's sake. Stephanie Jones. Born Stephanie Landon until her marriage to local business owner Brian Jones, BJ. So Stephanie Jones equals Landon. Husband is Brian Jones. Mother Caroline. So that'll be the CM. Caroline M. A local artist has appeared on the front page of the Butler County Times as of the corporations plus deforestation of indigenous trees to expand their maple farms. Right, so if we search Caroline, let's see is there anything here? Caroline. Morden must be her. Art installations, including one by Caroline Morden. There isn't much about Caroline as a person. This is mostly listing image of Caroline standing beside a large metal sculpture of mermaids. Captured Caroline standing now. Okay. Right. This is the summary of what we're doing. So it's been attached from your employer. Every 20 or so years, the Roottrees would hold a big reunion, recreate an old family photo. This is the one from the 70s. And the Carl's, the teenager in the middle. Sorry about the water damage. So that's Carl. Pipe burst in Carl's office. On the back of the photo is child's print right saying November. There are also a large number of cursive signatures. They include Bonnie, next president, Guy Hudson, Bernie Jr., Caroline, Gwyneth, Gwendolyn, Merkel Jr., Jim Roottree, Clark, Carl, and Eli. So let's get enveloped the letter to Carl and Brenda. I'm sorry that you weren't able to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible, and Ernie, more than anyone else on earth, knew how busy your job can be. Don't close the Shiva Kana down for tires if you'd like to pay your respects, though it's not expected. For those that see his face, Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but his legacy. Okay. Because from your employer, here's a bonus. When I pulled water damage picture of the free spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. Right in the back of the photos, couldn't make the reunion, wishing you well from Paris, Gwyn and the boys. Damaged free spirits. Caroline standing next to her sculptor. Max Brown sculptor is one of the many works featured. So it's this one, and this was tucked inside. Okay. Pretty sure that was the right one. Yeah. I think that's the right one as well. Yeah. Eli. Elliot or something. Or Elias? Don't know. That looks like the gym guy. So far this is wrong though. Oh yeah, let's have a look at this. So Jim Lauren, red root tree, Jim root tree. I mean, this is correct. We just don't have the photo, right? That must be him. That must be him. And that's him, I think. Where'd the dad be? Right, so the only ones with stars on them. So it has to be Red, Jim, or Lauren. This must be Jim. Let's just reset this. Useful if I could just clear it. But no, need to select it every time. This seemed to be the one that would fit the best, but we'll come back to it. Right. So Jim Roottree. Diamond LaRue. Right. They're cousins. So this would be nephew, would it not be? So the only one that fits that profile. Yeah, is this one. So this must be Jim. Young son Wolf, as well as a note about his daughter's band, the Floozies. So they do have 2 kids. All-female punk band operating in New York. Was mentioned for underground band. Right, wait a minute, let's slow down a bit. His daughter's band, the Floozies, doesn't give a name. But oh, Candy, Nikki, Nina. Did it say it was his youngest? So Wolf must be the youngest. So Wolf, and he's a kid, so I'm gonna put that. And then Candy. Yes, and that's correct. Singer. Oh, what is she doing? Stars, vocals. So artist. Musician. Let's put that. Go for a tree. Nikki Nina. It must be her. I think that's correct. Now, James is the one that also mentioned Clark. And they had 2 daughters. I think it might be this web over here. But let's slow down. What's this? So, son will listen to parents' latest music. Looks like he's down with that music. Ah, there we go. Nice. So that's not him. Now, who we got left? Lauren Roottrees. Let's go with her. A life between wars. Non-fiction. This is occasionally taught in schools. Hardcover summary of the contents of the book. 7. Jesus Christ. When her publisher learned she had been keeping diaries about her famous family, insisted she release them under her original name to take advantage of the family's notoriety. Rafferty. Lauren Rafferty LaRue? So, according to her website, famous in the early 1960s. Life Between Wars span. Released in Close was the young widow's mother as well as times. This included romance game published followed the release for Jester, so we're going to need to search all these. Go there. Right, so Lauren, Roottrees, brother, Nancy. He is Professor. Oh, writer. Right, and what was the other? She's listed as retired. Court jester. England romance which gained popularity followed the release of like two screen fans refer to as court series. It doesn't have them there, so court jester. Romance in Court is the first, most famous 3 books of the Court Jester series. All 3 books in the series are about different romances, told via the same narrator. You can probably surmise. So, Return to Court and New Romance in Court. Turn to Court. Another blurb mentions Genesis with one of her brothers Clancy's Romance in Court. Where's the third one? Romance in Court. It is the first and most famous series of 3 books. The 2 other books were called Return to Court and New Romance in Court. Right, so New Romance in Court. Right. What amazing titles. Okay. Right, let's check these out. Orange Diary contains label pitch. This is the 5 pieces. Oh. I'm guessing that's that has to be Miracle, right? Has to be Miracle. Look at the chap. That must be like an additional photo, because I'm sure that's right. Pop's even had it framed. That's him on the left. Wait a minute. Who's that chap? Moved to the new warehouse that Eliza Jr. designed. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and the 3 of us were all the same age. About the same age, we were told. Only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, so released eventually. I suppose to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later that they never even took a second photo. So who's this? Is this not the kids? Hope even had it framed. This is the 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 5. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo, so the only 2 women are these 2. So let's see. Roottrees. I don't see an Angie. Angelica Morden. Huh. Since Miracle was in it, and the three of us were all about the same age, we were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose, to sub tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found her years later and they never took the same photo. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. So Lauren Roottree wanted a photo, and Angie is the wife, I'm guessing, of someone else. And yeah, they didn't take the other photo. It's just these are the kids. So that's Miracle, Gwen, Dylan, or whatever, Eli Jr., whatever her bloody name is, and that guy. Right, okay. What other evidence we got? Lauren Roottree. This will be her husband. Lauren Roottree is diary pages in A Life Between Wars. This is a diary straight from Jacob died in the final months of World War II. Left her to raise her son Clark alone. Lauren never remarried and only had one child. Right. Never remarried and had one child. Boom. It has to be this. And they've got 2 kids. Right? Oh no, it would be here. It would be here and 1 kid. Here and 1 kid. This. Yeah. I think so. Let me see, where's this? Lauren. Yeah, I think that's her. Yeah, this is her. I don't know if that's the right photo. I'll look at that in a second. So Lauren Roottree. She's a writer. She's a screenwriter. Author, maybe? Author. And what was the husband's name? She was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. She ever mentions them. Her father, who she always referred to as Pop, was the head lawyer of the Roottrees Candy Company and helped write a legal document called the Clan's Trust. So her dad was a lawyer. Eli Jr., I think. And this chap. Yeah. Well, let's use that photo. Yeah. So where's that? And then her husband. Jacob Rafferty. I mean, that has to be correct, right? Am I not getting a wee thing that out? And if that's right, Clark Rafferty. And what was he again? He done an advertisement or something, didn't he? Media mogul. Advertising. Clark. Yeah. Nice. We're getting through it. Hmm. Right. Is that bit
You're
done?
listening to WRTG.
It's time for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45. It's a bizarre development to an already tragic tale. In the wake of the accident that took his life, some of Carl Roottree's belongings have apparently gone missing. Most notably, a framed photo of the Roottree family from the mid-1970s that Carl had on his office wall. We interviewed a local psychologist about who would do such a thing and why. For that article, search online for WRTD News. Again, that's WRTD.
So this person's being a wee vigilante. What else have I still got to get from this? First generation. Was it next generation, Lawrence generation, the Free Spirits generation after, including her son. Is that still got a question mark? What? Oh. When is only quite a loneliness told it being expected to watch after three younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. But Gwen's an only child, so I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot. Now she's off living some glamorous life while I'm stuck here. But seeing her ever contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me even now. From my coffee table, she gets to be the starlet and tell stories, kissing the likes of Harrison Lane and Wild Bill Williams. She's the first Roottree woman to be anything other than a housewife, and I'm jealous. Is that not? Where is she? Aye, her. Aye. It's time for Candy, so with the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came down to us next gens. Pop argued at length that the company should stay with her branch of the family since we still have the Roottree name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who was volunteered. Instead, it ended up going to Zach, even though his surname doesn't match the Candy. He's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. I'm not sure how that relevant to running a company with Granddad. So Zach, firstborn of the firstborn. So oldest to youngest. Zachariah Morden. Yeah, that'll be him. And he was the second president. So that means his father must have been Morden, James Morden, and who would this be then? Oh no. Where's this? Right, that guy. Right, so he ended up getting with. They're not Jane. I think so. I think is there. Youngest, or oldest to youngest, sorry. It's a travel agent. And they had an offshoot kid here. This might be one of them, to be fair. But I don't think so. Go back and just double check. This. Katrina is his youngest. Katrina, yep. And I am sure that's him. That says Eli on it, so I don't think it's him. No. Oh yeah, and I think I can't put a photo to this guy. This next caption, an attempt to recapture the spirit of the five peaceful of their generation. Both times they gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left. Seems to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old photo. But I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the four of us stand together, and so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make appearance was Gwen. Grandma insisted we include Sam even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. I also didn't think it fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess Minor Child still holds a grudge even after all these years. So that's Miracle when he's older. And that must be... what's his name? Eli. Yeah. So let's get the other photo of this guy. She's the oldest. And we don't know who his dad was, but what's Rootree? This guy must be the next oldest, eh? Right, and that. Is that this kid when he was young? I don't think it would be, right? I think it would be. Nah, it's not him. Would it be him? Right, what other stuff we got? Maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. So that guy, Zach. You learn that Elias Roottrees had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be in family gatherings. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for quite some time. Lauren writes, "Why Sam? I have many distant relatives I've never met. After all, Granny had sisters, Granny had a brother too, but I was told trim their branches from the family tree, so why Sam special?" Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle Boy, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year, so caps lock on. Right, so Uncle Junior married Patsy. So is that Miracle Junior? No. Fancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farm hands, EC and John, when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way back to work. Zach checked the records and managed to confirm that all three are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. So Eli is Miracle's youngest. Eli. Which one, eh? Oh, right. I think I'm going to have to leave it there, but I'll continue this tomorrow maybe, and we'll get this finished. Making good progress on the first thought. I reckon we'll maybe even finish this tomorrow. Who knows? But I'm enjoying this. Hope you guys are. Again, if you have enjoyed it, follow, subscribe, like, whatever the usual script is. And I'll catch you guys later on.